What about you? It's me, Paddy, from across the shuck. Now, good evening. And this is one of my GearBest videos, and I'm doing two for one tonight. They're small knives, so I thought I'll do the two together rather than two separate videos. Not that you have to be any quicker on a small knife, but to me a small knife's a small knife. We all know it. There isn't a whole lot of, you don't want to get a whole lot of different information about a small knife like you do for a bigger knife. These are just little small incidental knives that you'll use for everyday use in your pocket. There's a clip on this. I will have this off by the time this is finished, and it'll just drop into my pocket because I have no need for it. You know what I mean? I don't need it. It's so light, but what a beautiful shape of a knife. By the way, this is our first one. This is the S.R.M.7105. Now, we were going to be doing a S.R.M.7003, but I'm going to be upfront and honest, it wasn't good enough for me to review and recommend. So I contacted GearBest, my contact there, Emily, and I told Emily what the blade had come like, and I said, look, I didn't want to review it because, one, I wouldn't give it a good review, and two, I wouldn't recommend it to you, so there was absolutely no point in me doing it. One of our other knives, which was a T-cut, the smaller T-cut, it was out of stock, so I'm not going to review it until the stock comes back in, and when I check that, I'll do the review on that. So that's me being honest and upfront. Now, this little one, the S.R.M.7105, is a beautiful shaped little knife, and this is a slip joint, so it's just used on a heavy back spring that holds it out. It's a flipper. And I'm going to be 100%. This is the one fault with this knife. It is absolutely centered. It's about 2.5 mil thick, but this is as much as I can get out of a flip. That's it. I've never got any more than that. And then you pull like that. But if you could hear that, I'll bring this up to you. Listen to this. It is so solid. It's S.R.M. solid. I love S.R.M. knives because most of the S.R.M. knives I've had have been so good on lockup. This one's a very strong lockup. But the reason that I'm going to pass this one on to you as a recommendation is it has got the flipper, which acts as a guard once you get down there, and a small slip joint. The people are still so frightened of getting cut. So if this goes, it goes into my finger and it just goes back out again. So you're not going to hit that, I hope, as hard as that. And that's the reason why I'm recommending this, because if it was just an ordinary slip joint, you would have to pull it out, with a nail nick or whatever. That actually gets it out easier. It is really held in well. That gets it out easier, and then just pull it open. To me, that's fine. Now, this is a knife that's going to be $10 or under, roughly around that price. I'm not sure. I don't even check because every day you go on and it changes whether they're on sales or not. No matter what happens, you're going to get 20% off this knife as long as it's not in a sale. So I'm hoping that'll keep it under $10. It's got the FRN sort of plastic handle, but it's got this rubber type insert. It's not like a blur, heavy gauge rubber. It's just a rubber feeling, but when you put your thumb and you try to push, it is absolutely great. And even this here, if you notice up, can you see all this? This is all around the edge of the knife. And, oh, am I going too fast there? It really does give you great traction for such a small knife. Really lovely in hand. I can get 3 fingers, a full 3 fingers, and my last one just squeezes in on the end. And I'm quite happy with that. I would take on most jobs with that. The shape of the blade is that sort of, it's now a reverse tanto nearly thing. It's like a swoop and drop point, I don't know, with a lovely belly. So, oh gosh, I've got that out of view. It's a lovely, the reverse tanto type look, but it's a lovely swerve and a beautiful belly on it. Absolutely lovely belly. As S.R.M. normally do, the fit and finish is absolutely wonderful. The only thing is that flipper. But this being 2.5 mil thick gives you plenty of, if you look at the tip of that, if I put that behind there, is that better? That is a heck of a wee tip. You could pry with that. I know we're not supposed to, but if I'm not using my primary knife, I don't mind this. But it is lovely, and a lovely belly for cutting. Really nice belly. There is a lanyard hold at the back, but also with this knife, it's like a multi-tool. So it has a screwdriver and a bottle opener. Everything seems to have a bottle opener. I never use anything with a bottle. I don't drink, so I don't have beer bottles. So it's thick. This wee screwdriver is thick, and it's ramped at the back, so you could actually use it as a pry bar. You know, when I say pry bar, I'm talking you just like tacks out of a board or something. But it's handy to have. You know, you don't notice it in the knife at all. The knife weighs. We shall just weigh it now. I'm going about this ass about face, but it's sort of, I'm just letting you see it. Right, in grams, it weighs 63 grams. In ounces, it weighs 2.2 ounces. So, I mean, I'll take that little pocket clip off, and you may as well say it'll probably be as close to 2 ounces. You're not going to feel that. You see, in a pair of work jeans, just throw it in your spare pocket, in the pocket of your coat, in a bag, in your EDC, your take-out bag for the day. It's handy just in your car. This will do more work than most little blades because of the thickness of the blade itself. It will do more work than most. It's such a... I don't know how. I still haven't found out how I can convey. You know, it's so solid. It really is solid. I know it's only 2 ounces, and I know it's... Let's do the measurements here. Right, the blade, the cutting length of the blade is 2 5/8, and the length of the knife is just 6 1/8, 6 inches and 1/8. And in metric, that is the cutting side of the blade is just over 6.5 centimeters, and the length is 15.5. So it is a small knife, but a sturdy small knife, and I don't know how to put that over to you properly. This is one that I think you're going to have to go blind in this one. Take Stevie at his word. If you want a small little knife to throw in your car, to throw in a pack, I really do recommend this. It is a slip joint, but as I say, it's a slip joint that's very safe because it's a flipper. And it's that fact that has its saving grace, that you can't flick it out, but you can pull it out. And with any other slip joint, you're normally pulling with a thumbnail. I would rather do that than have a thumbnail, because that is really well done. The detent is really good in it, and it's so well finished. I mean, I'll take you a little run through the knife. It is so well finished. Really, really well. And you look up in there, and it's clean inside. And I know that doesn't necessarily affect the knife, but I just like the fact that it was clean. This is it on top, and this is your little screwdriver that comes out from there and sits up here. It just clips in. There's no lock on it. And this is your lanyard hole. Yeah, I think you'd get 7-strand cord through there, paracord. So I hope you like the look of that knife. I really do recommend it. So it'll be in the description below, and there'll be the 20% off coupons in there as well. For these knives specifically, if you use them to go through, and then for any other knives that you like on GearBest at the minute, I'll give a separate code which gives 20% off them. So there we go. We'll move on to the other one. I'll set this one here at the top. Oh no, I'll set it there. There we go. The next one I just think is an amazing offer for the price that this comes in at. This will be under $20. This is a Puka knife, and this is made by HX Outdoors, which I am just becoming accustomed to. So far, I really, really like the brand. They seem to produce good knives, good quality, good material. Sorry, did I tell you? I don't think I did. This is the bit that I was going to tell you. This is not HCR13, by the way, either. And this is under $10. This is 12C27 Sandvik steel. And I'm just gonna show you now. This is the way it comes. This is an absolute wee gem. It really is just Sand and Remove always send their knives out sharp. And there's my wee bit of cardboard. Look at that. It's absolutely lovely. And I have used that and not sharpened it. I have used it about the house. Not a whole lot because it's only a small knife. There's only so much you can do. But, so 12C27, really good. Sorry, to get back to the poker knife. It comes in this little waterproof case, which I think is amazing for such a cheap knife. Look at that. It comes, it's foamed either side. There's paperwork in the back here. If you pull that out, there's paperwork there. Tell you a bit about the knife. And again, this little knife, look at that. How pretty is that? It looks featherlight. It is featherlight. It's got a clip on the back. Look at the size of that clip. This would be for a shirt pocket sort of thing because it has the poker symbols, the hearts and the spades, diamonds and clubs. It has them across there. And when you open the blade up, it says poker on the blade, as you can see here. I hope you can see. There we go. And it is just, now this is a locking knife. And it's one of these ones, this is the back of the knife. So is that a liner lock or a frame lock? Personally, I think that's a frame lock because it's coming out of the frame. I can't say, but I suppose, you know, a liner lock, whatever you want to call it, it locks and it locks solid. And I have used it. And there's a sneak up choil at the front here where you can get right up and do a lovely piece of work. This is about 2 mil thick. So it's a half a mil thicker than the smaller one there. I'm going to give you, I'll do the measurements here while I've got her here. Centimeters, the cutting blade is 6 centimeters. The length is just over 15.5. It is 6 1/4, and the cutting length is 2 3/8 for the cutting length of the blade. So, a really lovely little knife. This is a knife. You know that I love my tracksuit bottoms in the house. This is another one that can go in my tracksuit rotation. I mean, I've got my bug out, which is very hard to get out of my pocket, let me tell you. And I've got a couple of lovely small knives. But I love having a rotation. This can slip in anywhere. It has the little clip that will go on the back of your pack or on your trousers, on your belt loop, anywhere you want to put it. There's literally next to no weight in it whatsoever. I just think it is stunning. Completely, even the hole to deploy is great. To be honest with you, it's so thin at the back. It's not the sort of knife that you'd want to do a fast deployment. I just pull it out like that. There's no fast deployment. If I ever need to take this out fast for any reason, there's something wrong. Something has gone badly wrong. But as a knife, it's lovely. And the blade steel, again, not 8CR13. This is Oz 8, which I do prefer over 8CR13. Oz 8, 440, something similar. Do you know what I mean? If the heat treat is done right. This seems to be that way, but again, I can't swear by that. I'm not what do they call it, a metallurgist. Is it sharp? Yeah. It's sharp. Will it cut up my breakfast box? Yeah. Now, here's where we have to be honest. Here's where I have to be honest. This looks great. This, you see, I wouldn't put this one in my tracksuit bottom. I just find it doesn't appeal to me to put in it. This I'll put in my tracksuit bottom. As far as the cutting edge goes in this, I think you've seen there, and I'll maybe just display it one more time. When you're cutting through cardboard on this, with this, once it gets to a certain stage, you'll see it binding. Once it gets to here, it does tend to want to bind, and you'll see a rougher cut here than you will. It's just not as free as the first knife we've showed you. But this is just a knife. It's to hang in your pocket, to slice open a package, to do very light duties. This is not something I would cut the cardboard with. I could do it with this one. This one's cheaper, but I could do it with this one. No problem all day long. But this one is very much more a novelty to bring out with people. If you know, That's all this is. To me, it's a novelty. But it's not a dear novelty, and it looks quite nice. And if you're going with the boys for a game of poker, what nice way to sit down the table. I'm sure you all do that, unarmed at the table. But I went to some strange poker schools. To me, it just looks lovely. I love the shape of it. I love the shape of the blade. It'll cut open packages. It's the sort of thing that it is just light duty. That big hole opening doesn't promote good cutting through anything. And again, I mean, maybe I'm being too honest, but I've got to tell what I think of the knife no matter where it's come from. I honestly love this knife, recommend this knife for sticking in your tracksuit, and we'll see just how much it weighs, just to give you that. Now, there we go, in ounces. It weighs 1.6. Now you can see why I would put it in my tracksuit. I'll give you that in grams. 45. So they have completely skeletonized this little beautiful knife, and it weighs 1.6. So it's a tracksuit pocket. My bug out weighs 1.8, so it's even lighter than that, and I don't feel it in them. So that's where this is going to be. Pair of shorts in the summer. I mean, if I go out with a pair of shorts on, I don't want to put my bug out in them, to be honest with you. That's too much money. I mean, that's £100. I can't afford to run about with a pair of shorts and a bug out. So this will go in my pocket. So if that's a comparison, that's what I want it for. For when I'm out and about, in case I do lose it, I'd be inconsolable if I lost my bug out, because I was careless enough to put it in a pair of shorts. This has a really long, thin clip that you could put into your shorts, and I don't think that would move from them. To be honest with you, I would just throw it in the bottom of the short pocket. But it is a lovely knife. It is more of a novelty, but it can cut. It's Aussie, so it'll get a screaming edge on it. Do you know what I mean? If you just want to cut something, if you want to cut paper, there's nothing wrong with it. Do you know what I mean? It'll just cut paper. But it's not going to do any heavy work. And I'll just point that out, that it definitely will not do any heavy work to a degree, just because of the shape of it. But for 1.6, bottom of your shorts. This is one for you, Stasa, to throw in your shorts that you'll not care if you lose. Well, you might care, but you're not going to care as much if you lose a bug out or something. Just a great one for about the shop or whatever. So that's my two offerings, and I recommend them both fully and without hesitation. Both different jobs. To be honest, this is a great work knife to throw in your pocket, to throw in your car, throw anywhere. It's a good stainless steel. It gets a screaming sharp edge. Absolutely fully recommend it. The poker, I recommend it very much so for shorts, tracky bottoms. If you're going out, especially in shorts, the summer's coming up, get it in now so you've got it, and just throw it in your pocket. 1.6, you don't feel it. You know what I mean? You really don't feel it. Clip it on your belt, do whatever. It's just a great little summer knife for summer clothing that you don't want to carry anything heavy, but you like to have something just to, even if it's to cut a sausage up at a barbecue, do you know what I mean? It'll do that. It'll do that fine. It just won't do any heavy work. It's a light work knife, and that's it. And I don't believe I'm putting the knife down and saying that. But what I do like is the box that it comes with. To me, that's worth a couple of pound in itself, or a couple of dollars. That's the S.R.M., just the new wee boxes they come in. So, folks, there we go. That's 2 for 1 tonight. The details of the knives will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and plenty more videos coming this week. So get watching quickly. Don't let them build up. Bye. I'm away for a cup of tea. Bye.